All right, let's talk about something that's super important for healthy aging, but you probably don't think about it every day. I'm talking about how flexible your arteries are. Yeah, it's a huge deal, and it's literally at the heart of our health. So let's dive right in.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. How well do you think your body's essential delivery system is actually working? You know, the one we rely on every single second of every day. It's funny, we almost never stop to think about it.
Well, that delivery system I'm talking about, it's your arteries. And I love this analogy. Think of them like flexible freeways crisscrossing your entire body. Their job is to make sure all the good stuff, oxygen, nutrients, gets exactly where it needs to go.
And here's what's so cool about them. Healthy arteries aren't just simple tubes. Oh no, they're super elastic. They're actually designed to expand and then relax with every single heartbeat. It's this constant rhythm, this pulse, that keeps everything flowing just right.
Okay, so that's the ideal situation. But what happens when that amazing elasticity starts to fade away? This is where we get into the main challenge we're talking about today, something called arterial stiffness. Let's take a look.
Wow, okay, this picture really says it all, doesn't it? Look over on the left. That's a healthy, flexible artery. See how it can easily expand as blood flows through? But then, look at the one on the right. That's a stiff artery. It's just rigid. It's lost that ability to give, and you can just imagine how much harder it is for blood to get through there. So you're probably wondering what causes this to happen. Well, it's usually a mix of things. Part of it is just the natural aging process. You know, our vessel walls just get older. But, and this is a big but, our lifestyle plays a massive role. We're talking about things like long-term inflammation that can damage the arteries, or constant high blood pressure that just wears them out. And yeah, not being as active as we used to be is a big one too.
And believe me, this isn't just some minor issue. That flexibility we talked about, it's basically a superpower for your heart and your whole cardiovascular system. So let's get into the specifics of what happens to your heart when those arteries get stiff.
Okay, if there's one thing to remember, it's this. When those freeways get stiff and rigid, your heart has to pump so much harder just to move the same amount of blood. Think about it. It's like trying to push water through a narrow, solid pipe instead of a nice, flexible garden hose. That's a ton of extra strain.
And that extra effort day in and day out really takes a toll over time. It puts this constant, heavy strain on your heart, and that can lead to some really serious issues down the road. This is exactly why keeping that flexibility is so important.
Okay, so that might sound a little scary, but here's the really good news, and I mean this. You are absolutely not powerless here. Let's open up your toolkit for flexibility, because there are simple habits that can make a huge difference. And here it is. Take a look at this toolkit. What's great is how simple this stuff is, right? So, step 1, move moderately. Just walking is fantastic for this. It actually helps release stuff in your body that tells your blood vessels to relax. Step 2, gentle stretching and breathing. That gets the circulation going. Number 3, manage your blood pressure. This one's key for taking that physical stress off your artery walls. And finally, number 4, rest and de-stress. All of these things work together.
So this all brings us to what's probably the most important piece of advice about your artery health. You have to think of it as a long game. Seriously, it's all about being consistent, not about being perfect.
I think this quote just nails it. Artery health is not about quick fixes. It's about consistent habits that support circulation over time. That's the whole philosophy in a nutshell. It's the small things you do every day that really add up and make the biggest impact.
So as we finish up here, I want to leave you with this one question to really think about. Look back at that toolkit we just went over. What is one consistent habit, just one, that you can start building for your arteries starting today? Because that one small step, that's where real, lasting health begins.
Hey there, you know, if you're thinking about supporting your health as you get older, one of the most powerful tools you have is, well, it's right there on your plate. So today we're going to dive into antioxidants. We'll talk about what they are, what they actually do, and how they can help our bodies stay strong and resilient.
Okay, let me start with a question for you. Did you have any idea that every single day your body is fighting a silent internal battle? Seriously, it's this constant fight just to maintain balance and protect itself. So let's pull back the curtain and find out what's really going on in there.
All right, first up, we're going to look at a process that's a totally natural part of getting older. It's sometimes called internal stress. And you know what? Understanding this is the absolute key to managing it. So that internal stress we just mentioned, it has a scientific name, oxidative stress. I know, it sounds a little intense, right? But it's actually a normal process that happens to literally everyone. A good way to think about it is like the background wear and tear on our bodies. It affects our entire system, everything from our blood vessels right down to our cells. And honestly, this process is behind a lot of what we think of as aging.
Okay, so what's causing all this oxidative stress? Well, the culprits are these little things called free radicals. And get this, they're created right inside our own bodies.
So what are free radicals? Basically, they're unstable molecules. Here's a great way to picture it. Imagine your body's metabolism is like a powerful engine. As it's running, turning your food into energy, it naturally throws off these tiny rogue sparks. Those sparks are the free radicals. And because they're unstable, they just kind of bounce around looking to cause a little bit of chaos.
It really is a simple chain reaction when you break it down. First, our metabolism does its job, creating energy. Second, that whole process creates these unstable free radicals as a byproduct. And then third, and this is the important part, if they're just left to run wild, these molecules can start to damage really important things like the walls of our blood vessels. And that can contribute to inflammation over time.
But here's the good news. Our bodies are smart. They have a built-in defense force ready to fight back. So it's time to meet the heroes of our story, antioxidants. So to put it simply, antioxidants are kind of like the firefighters for our cells. They jump in and neutralize those free radical sparks before they can do any real damage. How do they do that? Well, they have something the free radical wants, an extra electron they can spare. They basically just give it to the unstable free radical, which calms it right down and stops that whole damaging chain reaction dead in its tracks. Pretty cool, huh?
You know, antioxidant isn't just one thing. It's more like a team name for a whole squad of different compounds. You've definitely heard of the big ones like vitamin C and vitamin E. But there are also others, like flavonoids. You find those in things like berries, and carotenoids, which are what give carrots and bell peppers their amazing, vibrant colors. And every single one has its own unique job to do.
And this, right here, is why this is all so important for healthy aging. One of the absolute biggest jobs antioxidants have is supporting our vascular health. By taming those free radicals, they help protect the super delicate lining of our arteries. And that is just crucial for keeping our whole circulatory system working the way it should.
All right, so we know who the heroes are, right? The big question is, where do we find them? Well, let's get practical. This next part is all about putting this knowledge into action. Think of it as your antioxidant shopping list. So where are all these antioxidants hiding? Well, they're packed into foods like berries, dark leafy greens, think spinach and kale, and all those colorful vegetables like bell peppers and carrots. Nuts and legumes are fantastic sources too. Honestly, the easiest rule of thumb to remember is this: the more natural color you can get on your plate, the better you're doing.
And that's exactly why variety is so important. Look, eating one kind of antioxidant-rich food is good, for sure. But eating a whole wide range of them, that's even better. It's because each color, each type of food, it provides a different set of these protective compounds. It's like building a defense system with all kinds of different soldiers, not just one type. It makes your body's defenses that much stronger.
Okay, this brings us to a really crucial point. When we're talking about fighting oxidative stress, I want you to remember this. Your dinner plate is way more powerful than a pill bottle. Let's talk about why. Let's talk about the whole food advantage.
So here's the key difference, right? Whole foods, they give you what's called a synergistic mix of compounds. It's a fancy way of saying that all the good stuff, the vitamins, the minerals, the fiber, they all work together as a team. I love this analogy. Think of it like a full symphony orchestra versus just a single violin. Now, the single violin sounds nice, sure, but the whole orchestra, that creates a much richer, more powerful, and complex sound. Well, supplements often just give you that one isolated note. You miss out on all that incredible teamwork.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Antioxidants are not a magic bullet. They're an absolutely vital part of a much bigger picture. They do their best work when they come from a whole bunch of different whole foods, as part of a balanced, healthy lifestyle. That right there, that's the real secret to long-term wellness.
And we just want to give a quick shout out to Everyday Wellness Moments. All the great nutritional guidance in this explainer comes from them.
So, let's end with this thought. Please don't feel like you have to go and completely overhaul your diet overnight. That's not what this is about. Instead, just ask yourself one simple question. How can you add just one more color to your plate today? Seriously, that's it. Maybe it's throwing some berries in your breakfast, or adding a side of leafy greens with dinner.
It's those small, consistent choices that really build up a powerful defense over time.